Today I'm making buttermilk cornbread. We're going to start off with 2.5 cups of cornmeal mix. This is the self-rising variety. 1 1/2 cup all-purpose flour. 1 cup of buttermilk. 1/4 cup oil. In this case I'm using olive oil. 2 eggs slightly beaten, and 1 1/2 tablespoon of sugar. I'll start by combining the dry ingredients to get them blended up together real nicely. The cornmeal, the all-purpose flour, and the sugar. I don't like sweet cornbread, but I do like to have enough sugar in there that assists with the browning. It really makes the cornbread brown so much better. You may want to add more sugar to your taste. Okay, next I'll add the olive oil. And the eggs. And lastly, the buttermilk. I should have said that this recipe calls for about 1 cup of buttermilk. I may have to add a little more depending on the consistency once this gets mixed up. I'll be baking the cornbread today in a cast iron skillet and also using a corn stick pan. If you're not familiar with a corn stick pan, it's cast iron, and they have 7 little impressions that look like sticks of corn. I can already see my mixture is going to be a little bit dry. I'm going to add some more buttermilk. That's about another 1/4 cup to get us started. And with my super clean hands, I'll clean off the spoon. And I will probably put at least another 1/4 cup of the buttermilk in. Let me get this thoroughly blended first before I make that decision. Putting the mixture into the corn muffin pan or the corn stick pan is much easier if your mixture is a little bit thin. If it's thick, it will tend to not go down into the bottom of the mold, and you can have some pockets in your cornbread, or your cornbread may be crumbly when you take it out. Cooking cornbread today, it's a cool day, and I'm cooking some cheesy potato soup and thought the cornbread would go nice with it. My daughter wanted me to make some sourdough biscuits, and I started in that direction and then realized that I don't have enough sourdough prepared, so I fed my sourdough starter, and it'll be back to full strength tonight, and I'll probably make her the sourdough biscuits in the morning. I will be making a video on feeding your sourdough starter. It really adds a great flavor to your bread, and of course it in most cases it eliminates the use of any commercial yeast. Well, if I was just going to cook in the pan, I would stop right there, but we're still a little bit thick to get it into that cornbread stick pan, so I think we're just about there. So let me finish this off, and I'll bring you back when I'm ready to put it in the pan. The oven has been preheating to 450 degrees, and since we're using cast iron, I like to preheat the cast iron as well. So I have greased both of the pans, and they're nice and warm. So let me see if I can do this without making too much of a mess. Well, it can be a messy job. I don't normally use this pan, but I picked it up at a thrift store a few weeks back for $2, and I just couldn't pass that up. I believe it's a Wagner Ware from the 1950s or maybe earlier. It was in fair condition when I got it. It had some buildup and a little bit of rust. I managed to recover it. And the last one. I'm thinking maybe I should have mixed up a little more batter. Let me place this one in the oven and get the other pan out. The skillet's nice and hot, and I think this adds some extra flavor to the cornbread when you get the pan hot and nicely oiled up, and then add your batter into it. I would have liked to have a little more mixed up here. So if you're doing this from the recipe that I'll post in the comments below, this will be good for a 10-inch skillet, the entire recipe. I stretched it a little bit using those cornbread sticks, but I think it will all turn out well. Well, I'll put this in the oven. I'm going to cook it and be back with you when it's ready. Well, the cornbread's ready, and as you can see, I went ahead and snuck a bite of one of the corn sticks, and it was really good. I think it's going to go very well with our potato soup that we're having this evening. So this is pretty easy to put this together. I hope you try the recipe soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and ring the little bell so you get notifications of new videos. Thanks for watching.